Okay, we're live. Roll reveal number 796. Up for watching this time around. Here's 1954S roll. Oh, wait and see if a couple of people might want to show before I start doing this. Waffles with Syrup coming up this weekend. First show ever. It's going to be a game show where you buy one of 10 relatively common items at the market price, and we do a drawing at random, and one of those 10 people, instead of getting that, will get something that is far more valuable. As an example, I have a 1955 original roll of Lincoln Cents, 1955 Philadelphia, and each of 10 people will buy at least one set of 1955 PDS BU coins at $10. And one of those lucky 10 people will get the BU roll instead. That's what it looks like. That's what it will be. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this 1955S roll. See if I can get it open. I've got to get through a bunch of really old crusty tape first. So let's see if I can get that done in a easier fashion than having to shave it with a knife or something. Looks like it's peeling. Peeling relatively well. All right. Hello, Otis. Good day to you, sir. Okay, my roll is not coming open. Let's see if helping it with a blade might help. So far, it doesn't appear to be breaking free. I'll see if I can coax it to do so. And I tell you what, this top is on here really well. Do you? I like it too. Hang on a second, I gotta get my channel locks. Okay, so I had a pair of vice grips instead. So let's see if we can get this open. There we go. Hello, Timothy. No. You might have... Well, first of all, let me fix this. Okay, fix the title. This is a 1954S roll, or it's supposed to be anyway. And what I was talking about was this Waffles and Syrup show. Waffles and Syrup, new show, brand new. Going to be doing the first one tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. It's kind of like the coin waffle thing where you buy in, or like a silver, you know how the bullion people do the waffles where you buy in to win an ounce of silver at $5 a person. 10 people can buy in, and then one person wins it. Well, with this, instead of only one winner, you will be purchasing something like, for instance, the very first one is going to be a 1955 Philly, Denver, San Francisco three-coin set in BU. And the price to buy is at $10. And then one of those 10 people will get this instead. It's a 1955p machine wrapped roll. So you'll get this instead. It's a $50 item for your $10. So one person gets much better, but everybody gets something. Oh, Eric, why am I seeing @names for everyone? Is this a change in YouTube that suddenly we're seeing usernames instead of given names? This is different for me. I'm not used to this. Somebody can tell me if... Okay, so this is something new. Wondering the exact same thing. Yeah, so... All right. Looks like I got these free from their tomb. And I will get started on this roll while we talk. Seeing a different pick on your phone than you are on the TV, I don't understand that. I don't know. Let's get the waffles and syrup idea down for now. And get that down so that we can bring this up and see what's going on. Coin number 1 in this roll. I knew I did that upside down. I should have checked. There we go. Pat Seddon. It's coin number 1. They claim it's temporary. Okay. Whatever. All right, here we go. 1954S. Let me get my lighting and everything adjusted for this particular roll. There we go. Okay. Sports stream every morning and people are constantly changing their names literally in seconds. This is so weird. So strange. Okay. So, 1954S. Here we go. Coin number 1. Checking. For hub doubling pretty much anywhere and everywhere on this one. No known double die reverses, however, we could change that today with checking out the first 10 coins, looking at the reverse side to see what we can see. Maybe, perhaps, possibly something different, new, unusual. Wow. What die damage, right? This would be an excellent marker for something. However, this is nothing, so wasted marker. All right. Pat gets a normal coin, coin number 1. Is Crispy here? I don't see Crispy. You like your bacon crispy? Oh, waffles and syrup. I get it. I understand. Crispy Mofo is a guy who comes by here, so you had me confused. Tim Morrell, second spot in the roll. Here we go for Tim. Really nice coins. No variety yet. Really nice double die obverse that we could find in this roll. If anybody was here early, you would see that I had to fight to get this roll open. Okay, same die as in the last coin. So same die. Let me see if I can... Okay, I found a good marker. It's a slant underneath the 1 right there. And a little die thing inside the 5. So I will know that one. Shall we run into it again? Paul Hampton. Polly. Okay, we have a different die this time. A big old line coming down from the middle of the 9. Let's see. Yep, it's also much later die state than our previous coins. Wow. A lot of huge marks on these dies. Interesting. Interesting. So coin number 4, Sureg. Filled 9 on this one, plus a big dot down below the 1 there. Not an RPM. Couple of spots up there. Apparently no hub doubling on the obverse. Let's check the reverse. The bike side. Got nothing. Coin number 5, James Valley. So I'm hoping to be able to do, in the 30-40 minutes I have allotted for this show, I'm hoping to do about 8 or 10 games. Take 3 or 4 minutes per game. Get everybody loaded up and get going. It's going to be kind of like a reveal show where I'll probably have to count down to get people spots. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to fill those spots yet. A lot of the different ones do it so that you call out a number and you get that numbered spot. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it that way or not. I'm sure that after the first show, we'll be changing how we do it for the second show because there's going to be a lot learned. This is an interesting looking little coin. I think that's a minor RPM. It could be. I'm going to set it off like it is. It's got that die chip inside the lower 5. Let's flip this over and see what we... Oh, I lost that, didn't I? Yeah. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's not. I'm trying to figure out what changes this. Sometimes it stays on without a problem, and sometimes it just won't. Okay, coin number, I don't even know how far back it goes, but coin number 2 was Tim Morrell. Coin number 3 was Paul Hampton. Coin number 4, Sureg. Coin number 5, James Valley. Now coin number 6 for Sissy. I've got the coin under there. This is the one where we have that funky looking little thing inside the lower 5. And that's for Sissy. Number 7 now, Shiny Coin Guy. Let's see what we have. A little bit of a clash under God up there. You can see a portion of the stem, of the left stem of the wheat. That's this right here. That's what that is. Just a wee little bit of a clash. Nothing there. Let's check it on the obverse, on the reverse now. Sorry. Like 27,000 things running through my mind all at once. Okay, this one comes up normal. Now number 8, Doug. Yeah, it looks like it could be another normal one. And it is. Number 9, Number 9. Culling number 9. Here we go. Taco John. Nothing there. Nothing on the reverse. Howdy, Noob Coin Nerd. Number 10, IT. That crack on the coat. Looks like a little bit of an RPM. This one's a later dice date, so it's difficult to see. But it has a split in the upper serif right here, and then a little bit of a split in the lower curve right there. Plus you can see that this curve is moved a little bit. It would be much easier to see if it were earlier dice date, but this one, not so much. Alright, so I have to remember by the crack on the coat. I don't know either, and it appears as though YouTube is having issues. They're probably their customer servers have come disconnected. So we might have to introduce ourselves all over again. Good old Danny Eight Toes. He needs to change his name to that, though. Of course, the problem is it's hard to change your name frequently, and if you lose any more toes, Eight Toes wouldn't work anymore, right? What book are we talking about, Crypto? Looking Through Lincoln Sense. That's been out of stock for at least 5 years now. It will be back in stock when I have a chance to rewrite the book and get a new edition out, which could be 6 months from now. I was making an attempt to try to get something done by the Christmas season, but I don't know how realistic that is at this point. Tim Morrell. What I'm going to end up having to do... Oh, there we go. There's another one of those. It's really kind of minor, but it is there. I'm going to end up having to break down and just kind of stop doing reveals or stop doing something that I'm doing for a while, because what I'm doing is a full-time job and I don't have time to write. Mr. Valley. So what we might be able to do just to stay active and keep things from going stale is to do the waffle show a little more often, like once a week. And then who knows after that. There's another one of them. You can see, if you get this at the right angle, you can see a split in the upper serif right here. And there is actually an outline on the lower curve here, and then this up here is doubled when you get it in the right light and can see it just right. But that's all because of that die crack right there that I remember this. Hello, Papa Giorgio. Here's one for Kurt. Field S, or Field 9 again. again. There's nothing on this one. How about number 17? Up for Mr. McCumber. Oh, Lieutenant Dan. Well, looks like he got one of those. Papa Giorgio found a couple of minor RPMs. Nothing real, no big screamers yet. Nothing super califragilisticexpialidocious. You can't fix your name, Noobcoin Nerd. It is your probably your database connected username that they connect everything that you do to, which never changes. It was your original recorded registration name. And so you have an alias called Dan McCumber, and you can change that alias when it's showing. But for right now, everyone is having this same issue. I don't even know what mine looks like. Mine still says copper coins. See, DWCNC is Dirty Water. Hello, Dirty Water. Everybody's got their good old original registration ID. So if you ever wonder what your real YouTube ID is, you're looking at it. You want to come organize mine, Dirty Water? You're more than welcome, Vinny. Okay, I was saving this as a minor RPM with a split upper serif, but I'm not sure that is exactly what we're going to end up with this being. But nonetheless, well, I guess sometimes Papa Giorgio, some people maybe are seeing it one way and other people are seeing it a different way. That is perhaps possible. Okay, here's another one of those with the die crack there on the coat. You can see the doubling on the upper serif on this one. And on the left-hand curve there, just a little bit. Hello, Caleb. And one Mighty Mouse. I'm not sure who you are. Waters. Oh, Valley. Okay. Mr. Valley. We'll be having two reveals this afternoon. This one and our next one, which will be coming up about 10-15 minutes after I finish this one. Next one, I believe, is a 1956 Philadelphia. Spiked Head Die Crack. G'day, g'day, g'day. This one for Shinbone. Not turned out to be one of the better rolls for varieties, but they're in pretty nice shape. There's a nice one right there. That is not a die we've run into yet. It's a nice RPM, though. Hey, there you go, Tim. Stepping up to the 21st century, are we? Taco John. There's another RPM. This one is, I believe, yep, the die crack. Okay. Taco John gets a die crack RPM. Doug Rizak gets. Yeah, it looks like a normal coin. So the reason I chose the name Waffles with Syrup for the game is that a lot of these, you'll see it come up on Facebook and stuff. People trying to get you into groups where they've got this abbreviated way of handling everything where they've got 10 spots. And they use one of these little game cards right here. And that's what we'll be using. And I fill in 10 names in the 1 through 0. And then we tear that strip down the left-hand side there. The very top number is one that needs to be matched. And then all 10 digits down below in random order. Whichever one matches the digit at the top is your winner. Well, this will be a waffle, but it will be a different kind of waffle. Because we're not just doing one prize. Everybody pays in and gets a spot, and then a random selection for who wins. Nope. For this, there will be an actual product that will be sent to you, so everyone will get their money's worth for participating. And then one of those 10 people instead will get a much better product for their money, one that's worth way over what you pay in. First game is going to be a 1955 machine wrapped roll. You pay $10 to get in for 1955 machine wrapped roll. 9 of the 10 people will get a 1955 BU PDS set of coins. There's another one of those. And that 10th person, whomever that is, comes up on the random pick, will get the 1955 roll for $10. That's how that works. There's one for Kurt. Mr. Kurt. Different die crack. Not the same. Not an RPM this time around. We'll be doing other games. I hope to be able to do 10 games. We call it out kind of like we're doing the reveals, where I'll tell you the title, tell you what it is. Hey, there's another one of those. Our third different RPM in this roll. This one's for Paul Hampton. And then you'll jump in, try to get your spot. And we'll see what we will do with regard to how hard the spots are to get, as to whether we end up having to continue doing a shotgun or if it's just first 10 in. I have a lot in mind to do. There's one for Mickey. I'm sure eventually everyone will get an opportunity to participate. Nothing on that one. Number 35 for a sissy. That's one of our die crack RPMs right there. $36 now for Carl. I hope YouTube gets their act straightened out regarding usernames, or we're going to have a confusing time. I prefer not to be confused, but you never know. Nothing on that coin. And that one's for Sureg. Number 38 now, Brad. Try to get this stuff situated so that... There we go. Get the light moved. All right, for Brad. Coin number 38, here we go. Nothing in particular at all. Number 39, Mickey. Well, not an RPM, not a double die. We've seen this die pair recently. Number 40, Carl. Nothing there for Carl. Of course, it's a nice 54S Lincoln, but no die variety anyway. All right, one for Sissy. Let's see if Sissy keeps her streak alive. And she does not. Nothing on this one. Number 42 for Kurt. Nope. Not Naya. $43. Mr. Hernandez. There's a nice RPM right there. That's a pretty one. That's our third different RPM for the roll. Altogether, all told, we have well over 10, probably 12, 14 RPMs of 3 different die pairs for people. Here's one of the die crack RPMs. That's a die crack RPM for Pat. Number 45 now for Alex. It's going to be another one of the die crack RPMs, although there's a hit on the upper part of the S that's kind of chewing away at the doubling on the mint mark. Here's number 46, Shiny Coin Guy. There's another die crack RPM. Another one. All right, there's 47, belongs to Brad. That's another die crack RPM. Some of these are a little more visible than others because of the strike or marks placed onto the coin after the coin was struck. A lot of things can kind of make a difference there. Okay, Shinbone. Shinbone up next. Another die crack RPM. One for Shinbone. Number 49, Carl. I think I might do a live hangout this evening for just a little while to talk about. There's a buy error. Haven't seen one of those yet in here. To talk about this new waffles and syrup show. But to get back to the reason why I called it waffles with syrup is because, well, you get waffles and say, that's the part you pay for. Then, oh no. I don't know what that is. That was the end coin in the roll. It got some moisture on it, which is why it turned out to have a spot. All right, our die varieties for this roll. Accumulate, Shinbone, Paul, Michael, IT, Tim, Taco, Dan, Sissy, Pat, Alex, Shiny, Brad, Shinbone, Sissy, Trip, and Surag. A lot of different people got something. But anyhow, the syrup part of the show is that, well, everybody gets something. Everybody gets a quote-unquote prize. Everybody gets what they've paid for. It's just some will get a lot more. And so everybody gets the syrup. Not everybody gets the waffles. Kind of corny, but I came up with it myself. All right, folks, give me a few minutes, about 10 minutes, and I'll be back for the next show. Next one's going to be number 797. I'll see you then. Come on back and we'll talk more.